Okay, guys, we are going to do number 21 from worksheet P.2. And again, it looks like a lot, but you're just going to take it one step at a time, work from the inside out, try to simplify inside the smallest set of parentheses first, and then work out each layer. The nice thing about this one is I do not see any negative exponents. None whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start with this little one inside. And again, this is one way of doing this. You don't actually have to do everything the same way that I do it, but it is nice to have kind of like the same, whatever works for you, try to do that with every single problem. So if you've got some system down and it works well for you, then keep it. Okay. The only thing that I am actually going to do then is work with this 2y squared to the fourth power. Everything else is going to be the same. So real quick, I'm just going to make big set of parentheses, a fraction bar, my set of parentheses in here, and it'll be 2x to the fourth y to the third squared, and that whole thing is going to be up to the fourth power. I got a y out front, and then the only thing I'm going to do is make sure that this 4, and again, we don't call it distribution because that's not actually what it is. It's power to a power. But what it does is it basically means that both the 2 and the y squared have to have that fourth power exponent tacked on. So it's going to be 2 to the fourth, and it's going to be y squared to the fourth power, which ultimately, and I'm going to skip a step here, I'm just going to write y to the, oh, love it how it does that. It's going to be y to the eighth, because remember, you want to multiply 2 times 4. And over here, there's just a 1 there, so it would be 1 times 4, which gives us that 4. Now I'm going to repeat this process with this right here. So again, I'm not going to change anything else, although quite frankly, I could take care of combining those two when I rewrite it. But what I'm going to do is make sure I've got my big set of parentheses, my one fraction bar, my fourth power on the outside, and then I'm going to make sure that this exponent of 2 gets applied to everything inside that set of parentheses. So it's going to be 2 squared x to the, it's going to be a 4 times a 2, which is an 8, and y to the 3 times a 2, which is a 6. Okay. And then down in the denominator, I am actually going to go ahead and combine those two y's, y to the first and y to the 8th, so that becomes y to the 9th. And actually, I'm going to do this real quick because I should write my numbers out front. 2 to the 4th out there. Okay. Oh, let's go to the next line. I'm going to start working over here on the left side of the page. Really, inside, I can simplify if I'd really like to, which I kind of do. I want to get everything taken care of. So that 2 to the 4th is really going to be a 4. This is x to the 8th. The nice thing about this here, this y to the 6th, oh, let's go to orange. This y to the 6th and this y to the 9th. Remember what I said. What's the difference of the two? It's going to be a 3 because 9 minus 6 is 3. But notice the 9, the bigger exponent, is on the bottom. Hence, I write my answer on the bottom. We talked about that earlier. Or you could do 6 minus 9. You get y to the negative third, and you drop that down. So my numerator is taken care of. My denominator, 2 to the 4th power, is going to be 16. Right? 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, just double checking. And I'll have a y to the 3rd in the denominator. And then, of course, this is still all raised to the 4th power. Okay. I got one more thing. I want to take care of this. There's no reason for me to have to worry about like raising 4 to the 4th power or 16 to the 4th power. So that's actually going to become x to the 8th over 4y cubed. And, of course, then that is still to the 4th power. And now, remember, not necessarily distribution, but because of all the properties of the exponents, that 4 has to go to every base that's in there. It's power to a power, it's the quotient rule, everything that we've got is kind of all summed up into 1. So this is really going to be x to the, when I do 8 times 4, I get the 32. Okay. In the denominator, 4 to the 4th power, 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64. I should get, what, 256? Hopefully I'm doing that right. I get 256 in the denominator when I actually take 4 up to the 4th power, so I get a 256 there. And then my y to the 3rd power, remember, you are doing this 3 and that 4, so it's going to be a 3 times a 4, so you'll get a y to the 12th. Okay, and I know I took the long way around, but honestly, it's nicer to have this on the video for you so you can see every single step that we're doing, okay? And again, if you have the shortcuts and you're down, you've got them down pat and you're solid and you remember all your skills that you need, then just do the shortcuts.